everybody. Welcome back to the Heroes of the Storm Power Hour. For those of you in the chat room, sorry, this is take 2. My modem just decided, like, I'm gonna go by, and I'll see you in a few minutes. So, anyways, I'm sorry about that, guys. But for those of you who are listening for this for the first time, welcome back to the Heroes Power Hour. I'm your host, Twiz. It's so good to see you guys, whether you're listening to this on iTunes or watching this on YouTube. And I'm not alone on the show. Never am. It's one of my favorite parts. And so let me make just a few introductions around the house here real quick. First and foremost, we got the spit, gum, and glue of BlizzPro.com, J.R. Cook, a.k.a. Eldorian. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Hey, Twiz. So did your modem have a stroke then?
It did. It did, dude. It did, in a big way. So
I actually got a question for you, actually.
Yes.
So why do chicken coops only have 4 doors?
Oh, no.
I only have 2 doors. Damn it, I messed up the joke. Never mind. Go ahead, next person.
Next person. Oh my god. Wow, we are just killing this left and right. So, moving right along.
Is that an A for effort? Should we give him an A?
That's one job territory.
It's true.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'll tell it for real now.
Okay,
Why do chicken coops only have 2 doors?
I don't know.
Because if they had 4, they would be a chicken sedan.
Boo.
Okay, I want to rewind about 30 seconds and just say skip it.
Let's restart this.
Let's restart the stream for the second
take
time.
Take 3, please.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, just below Mr. Eldorian is the 3 Viking wrecking crew, the man on the show who only has one job, Mr. DJ Tyrant. Welcome back to the show, Jimmy.
Always good to be back. Definitely the highlight of my week, every week. I love you guys.
Oh, love you too, buddy. Love you too. He's got his LA Dodgers hat on tonight, so we can't see his fighting hair. You got your fighting hair?
Somewhere under here.
Let's see it, dude. Come on. There you go. There's the fighting hair that I love, that I've grown to know and love.
There you go.
So.
Well, I thought JR was going to wear his.
Huh? The what? What happened? I don't know what's going on anymore.
Sorry.
So, anyways, okay, there's a good awkward silence. On the very bottom of the screen that you're watching on YouTube, you will see the man, the myth, the legend, the shot caller, the brains behind the operation, Mr. Balrog Fan BP.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yep, I'm having the stroke now.
Are ya? All right.
This isn't working well.
Look at this. Oh, God.
None of us can talk tonight.
So far, we're at 4 strokes and a stutter. So, speaking of which...
Alright, and intro's done.
And intro is done. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome back, or welcome, actually it's the first time on the show, isn't it, Stutter, for you?
It's first time on the
First
show.
time on the show.
For everything, right?
That's right.
First. Everyone be easy.
And we ran out of music. Oh. Yeah, we ran out of music. Whoopsies. We didn't make it in time. So, but yes, welcome back. Welcome to the show for the very first time. A gentleman that does the little show I call Twizcast with me. It's the one and only Mr. Sexy Stutter. Hi, buddy.
So now that the music went off, like before you introduced me, does that mean I just have to leave? Like, am I not on the show because the music went off?
Yeah, you need to go have a stroke somewhere.
All right, guys. So,
peace. I'm out. I'm out. So. Oh my gosh, sorry. No, guys, you know what? We're not joking about strokes. It's not it's one of those things that, you know. So, sorry about that. I don't even know what to say or what to go or what to do. Or
Moving on.
Moving right along. Moving right along. So, guys, this show is broken down into 2 sections. Okay, the very first section is the audio section, and that is available on iTunes. Or the video is available on YouTube.com under the BlizzPro channel. And the second portion of the show is the actual gameplay portion where we jump into the Nexus. We play a couple of games. We work on team comps. We have just way too good of a time. So if you are listening to this on the download, please check out the second half of the show because it's only going to get worse from here. I'm here to tell you. So let's do a couple of things here. Let's first things first. Let's talk about our week in Heroes of the Storm and what's going on, guys. What's been going on with you, Mr. Eldorian? What'd you do?
Oh, I played a little bit. I've been trying to play Uther, trying to get good with Uther lately. Doing okay. But I have not seen Infernal Shrines yet, which is ridiculous because when Battlefield of Eternity was like, you know, in its first week, you saw it all the time. But
right.
I've not actually seen Infernal Shrines yet.
Wow. We saw it last week. Was that in the after hours with the patrons?
Yes.
That must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. So yeah, I myself have only seen it once as well. So interesting.
Oh no, it wasn't in the after hours. It was the next day when we were playing some Hero League.
Okay.
And we crushed those guys.
We did. We absolutely stomped them. It was borderline illegal in 12 states. So
yes.
Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Mr. DJ Tyrant? How's your week in Heroes? Did you get much done?
I actually played quite a bit. I've been playing a lot more Hero League because I'm trying to tear through those 20 games. And last night, I actually played a Hero League game with TBK and I forget the other guy's name. I'm going to remember it in a little bit. But anyways, it was on Infernal Shrines, and they drafted Jaina, Tychus, Zagara, Kael'Thas, and the Butcher.
Wow.
So
no
we
damage.
just got to level 10 and just steamrolled them. It was a funny game.
Wow.
Oh, they were trying to steal the shrines quick, but
yeah,
it didn't work.
Yeah, they tried that. They got the first 2, maybe 3, but we were able to just get all the shrines after that, and there was no problem after that.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
guys, don't make... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
So I'm at, 11 more games I have to play to get ranked.
Which I think is insane.
Yeah, 20 is a lot.
20 is...
You only had to do 5 for StarCraft, and I understand this is a MOBA, so it's a little different in how it has to try to figure out your rankings, but 20 is... That's 9 hours of playing, at least.
Yeah. That's 19 and one more. It's insane. Yeah. So, oh, God. Very cool. Well, how about you, Mr. Balrog fan, sir?
It's been going good. Just working on the same stuff mainly. I'm pretty comfortable with my rotation. I think they're all solid in this meta, so I play what I'm good with and finish quest. And I haven't really touched too much Hero League though. It's one of those things I'd rather play with people I know because
sure.
I don't trust. If I'm gonna put my fate in the hand of randoms, I'm gonna do it in quick match.
Yeah. Okay, I remembered who else I played with. Cattle Prod. If you remember the Heroes of the Dorm event, he was the WoW guy.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
But yeah, we had
Prod's
some
good,
we had some good games. It was fun.
Good, man. Good for you. Very cool.
I like the new map, by the way. I do. It's very fun to play on. I think it's much better than Battlefield of Eternity.
Okay.
That is
hopefully
garbage.
we'll see it tonight.
Yeah, it's a fun map to play on. It really is. I like the mechanics of it. I think, and the mistake that they made, the people fighting Jimmy taking all those bursty wave clearing guys for the shrines. You're gonna have to win a team fight eventually. That's why I like it. You can't just focus on the objectives. You have to. It's a good mix of both, and that's what I'm looking for in these maps.
Nice. How about you, Stutter? Did you play much Heroes this week? I know you did, dude. I saw you in Hero League all left and right.
I played a little bit. I wanted to get through my 20 matches too, so I'm ranked 32, which is kind of. I played a lot of solo. I'm unlike Balrog. I play solo more often than with teams. I don't know why. I don't know why I put my.
I was gonna say, dude, yeah, because you're not very high strung to begin with, so
I literally play my problem is I wake up Saturday morning. I'm man, I'm not ready for some Hearthstone, so let me play some Heroes of the Storm because that's gonna calm me down.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and then I wake up. I'm I haven't had my coffee, and I'm already pissed off.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you drafting Raynor and Murky? We already have 2 other specialists.
Yeah.
Pairs so well with Nazebo and Zagara.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
I always like it though because the thing is, what I realized in Hero League is oftentimes, if you're 4th or 5th and we already drafted a tank, you can always just draft another tank, and because people aren't good at rotations and stuff, there's not much synergy and everything like that. If you just play a hero that lives, you can just stomp people. So you just double tank and just stomp in Hero League.
Yeah,
I'm all in for that. I played a little bit, and okay. So here's the story. Here's what happened. This is my tale of woe. So I queue up for Hero League against my better judgment, solo, and so I'm first pick, and I'm okay, look, I'm gonna pick the monk because I'm good with the monk, and we got a support taken care of, and they're not going to get the monk, and so I'm going to do it. And they're that's cool. So the dude below me was going to pick Jaina, and when the other team picks, they pick Jaina. So he's we're okay, so what are you going to do besides Jaina? ... Hello, are you going to pick something besides Jaina? And finally, the countdown expires, and it auto-selects Lily for him. Because dude just highlighted Jaina and went out to lunch. So the dude, like, proceeded to let me know that... Monk, can you heal at all? Well, yeah, I was going to heal to begin with, but now we got 2 supports because you're a moron. And so, what are we going to do, you know? And so he's like, I've never healed before. I don't know how to play Lily. She's like level 2 right now. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, because if I go heals, we're not going to have any damage output at all. So
this is a long conversation to have at the start of the game, too.
Well, this was, yeah. Well, it was because, I was the first pick and he was the second, so we had plenty of time for the rest of the team to pick theirs and go back and forth. And plus, it carried over into the start of the match too. He was still trying to get me to heal at the start of the match. And I was like, dude,
how are you gonna damage Lily? You can't damage Lily. It doesn't exist. Like, it exists, but not good.
Well, this guy never
you can
played.
get her up to 40k in a 20-minute match. It's not too hard, but I mean, it's all water dragon and gathering.
Yeah, well, and this guy.
Importantly, it's not like any meaningful damage.
Right? Yeah,
you're just like
meaningful damage there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like 5 damage per second per like a year.
Well, and this guy his Lily was level 2. So he wouldn't even know how to do a damage build with her or whatever.
Probably didn't even have the stuff.
What's that?
Probably didn't have all the abilities if he wasn't level 30.
No, because he had to be at least level 30 account in that.
Oh yeah, for hero. Yep.
Yeah. Well, his Lily.
Correct.
His Lily Kira was only like level 2.
So he carried you guys and you won?
Yeah, right. No, I told him, I was like, look, the only way we are going to, because it was Cursed Hollow. And I was like, we are not going to win these team fights, and the only way we're going to keep up is by just farming XP. That's the only way we're going to keep up through all this. And, I mean, we made it all the way up until, like, level 18 until they really started pulling ahead. Of course, they got every curse and everything like that, so whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, anyways, moral of the story, guys, if you are going to go into Hero League, wait until you're locked in on your tune before you decide to go leave and buy a car and do whatever it is that you need to do before you come back and realize what's going on. So,
good advice.
What's that?
Good advice.
Thank you. So let's see here. Let's take a look. There's some stuff that came out in game, guys, that I want to definitely take a look at. First and foremost, if you scroll over to the old Mount-a-Rooney section here, we've got Blackheart's Doubloon for 20,000 gold.
I won it.
I'm gonna buy it.
I'm 2,000 gold off from owning it. I want that silver coin.
Yeah. So for those of you listening at home, basically there's 3 different skins. It's a coin. It's the doubloon, from Blackheart's Bay. But it's got 3 different skin variations. The first one is gold, and it's got like the Jolly Roger skull and crossbones look to it. Then there's an orange skin, and I can't tell who's on that orange skin.
It's like Diablo.
Oh, it's the Diablo face. Yep, I see it now. So it's orange, almost copperish looking, with a like warlord looking Diablo type face on it. And then there's the silver coin that has the Zerg logo on it from StarCraft. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Yep.
And for anybody who's played with me when I'm using Azmodan, you know how much I love how he like sticks his arms out to balance himself on the carpet. I cannot wait to see it on the coin.
Balance it on the coin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like sticks his arms out like he's an airplane when you're traveling on it. And he's so fat and the coin's so small. I cannot wait.
Can't wait.
That's going to be my jam.
So good.
Too hilarious.
Yeah, every time I see that, I just imagine like Jack behind him going, "I'm the king of the world."
So speaking of mounts, one of the things that I do want to show you guys, last night after Twizcast aired for the first time, and we'll get into this skin here that you're seeing in just a minute. I logged into Diablo with Archon, and Archon power leveled me from level 1 to Paragon 50 in half an hour. So I was able to get my Malthael's Phantom, which was pretty sweet. So I will be debuting him tonight. Of course, the best skin on Malthael's Phantom, in my opinion, is the red one, because it looks absolutely perfect with Kharazim. In Kharazim's regular, in his regular basic skin, the third mount variation skin looks the best with that. So gives me a whole new reason to to grind him up to level 9 to get that mount skin. So,
cool.
Pretty excited about that. Sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack like that. But let's go back into the store, guys, because the store is kind of a big deal right now. I was pretty amazed to log in and see all these new skins. Or not all these new skins, but some pretty cool new skins that came out. First and foremost is the Earthbreaker Thrall. Very, very cool looking. He's got like the... I think it's the... If you played World of Warcraft, I think it's like somewhere around the tier 8. He had like these rocks that were coming out of his shoulders on the tier 8 set, and this kind of follows suit a little bit with that. I think it's tier 8. I'm not sure though.
For the shamans.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. For the shamans. Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have said that. And let's see here. He's got 3 different variations. He's got the red, orangish fire one. He's got the blue one, and then he's got a green one. And his ponytail's a little flame, which I think is kind of neat too.
Is that because like he doesn't have any lights in his house? He has to see.
Exactly.
Yes. He lives in a hut without electricity.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You know what? You know what really burns my ass? Thrall's hairdo.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, that was a bad one too.
That was.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So if you get a chance to hop into the shop, take a look at that. So I saw it. I don't play Thrall very much, but I was still ridiculously impulsed to buy it, so I did. But the one skin that I am very excited about is the new Sergeant Doomhammer. Sergeant Hammer got a reskin that she is now a female orc, and she is in like a horde, like siege tank, pretty much, and very awesome. I want to see what it looks like, and it has themed abilities, so...
Her BFG gun looks really cool. It's like a big spiky orc ball that she shoots out.
Really?
Instead of a missile. Yeah, it looks really badass.
Oh, nice.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it gonna make people actually use that heroic?
Probably not. Well, I mean, trolls.
Yeah.
You can always
Sure.
count on the trolls.
Yep.
And I'm kind of wondering, since Sergeant Hammer is on sale this week, she's $4.24. If you is it cheaper if you go and buy that and then the bundle?
This skin is $9.99.
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, that's a good question. Because you get the discount back now.
Yeah.
So if you
Wait,
buy
I'll
it
get
on
the
sale...
money disc.
Yeah, you
Don't
get the
you-
money discounted.
Yeah.
Like if you buy the bundle... Oh, wait, no. Doesn't it not apply to the two-thing bundles? I think I
Well,
remember.
there's 4 items in the Doombreaker
Yeah,
bundle.
yeah, you just buy
Oh.
Sergeant Hammer and the bundle's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't know how much cheaper.
I might
She's
try
priced-
that later. Just
In the bundle,
just to
she's
see.
priced at 10.
Because I have both heroes, so let me see how much the bundle is real quick.
Yeah, I have both heroes as well, so I wasn't able to
But
see.
I don't have the skins though.
Uh-huh.
And I got
so
both skins.
I have Thrall and I have Sergeant Hammer, and the skin in the bundle for me comes to $14.99.
Okay, so it's the...
Chat's saying, too, if you buy Hammer on sale, then buy the bundle, it's going to save you money in the long run. And that's what we're all about here, guys.
That's right. That's right.
Saving you those Blizzard dollars.
Saving you those Blizzard dollars all day long. That is the name of the game.
It's funny how all these skins and like color variations have all kind of turned us into OCD people, like who have to match everything, and you get all these new skins, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, what matches with that? And it's a really weird concept it's a really weird approach to a game where you're battling people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, it's actually trying to teach us gamers about fashion, is what it's
Oh,
doing.
that's a lesson I could use. That's like a homeless person.
Let's not forget, guys, that the store they've really tuned up the skins. There's the Prisoner Tyka skin, the Demonic Tyrael, the Novazan Nova. Very cool stuff. And I'll be honest with you. You know what? This whole Diablo thing that they did in Heroes of the Storm, it really got me back into wanting to play Diablo more. I mean, it really did. That the power of suggestion, just the whole Nephilim, skins and everything like that. It made me want to go back into that game.
I mean, it helped. It helped like this, and then the fact that Season 4 in Diablo has been so much fun.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think also at the end of all the Diablo maps, you hear that regular sound of the loot dropping, and so that kind of gets you like thinking, oh, I should go get some loot in Diablo.
Right? Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree, dude. Totally agree. So, but that was a thing. That was a cool thing. So that's pretty much all that's going on in the shop right now. I know that we talked about, oh my god, what is it that I'm thinking of? Infernal Shrines and everything like that. Was there anything else that we wanted to bring up about that? Since that's, I mean, this whole Diablo phase.
I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you guys can just do a very quick breakdown of how to play the map. Because I have no idea.
Yeah, so it's probably one of the biggest maps, if not the biggest map, I think. There's 3 lanes, and I forget the timing on it, but each every so often one of the shrines is activated, top, middle, or bottom lane, basically, and you go and activate it. You right-click on it to activate it, and it starts spawning these really small, low-health mobs, and the first team to 30 gets the Punisher, or whatever it's called, from that. And it's a really aggressive boss, basically, because it'll jump over walls to go after heroes and stuff like that.
Yep.
And they each have different affixes. I think Molten, Arcane, and Frozen are the affixes, so it's very Diablo-esque.
Yeah, the Arcane thing, you got to dodge those lasers. Really manage your hero's movements when you see those things, because they will take you down. Those things are no joke.
Did they fix the routing thing yet? I wonder. Because, for those of you watching at home, if you look at the map, I got the map brought up right now for you. If you follow my... I don't think you guys can follow my mouse. I don't know. Anyways, starting from the left, if you guys were to go all the way down across the bottom, and then you see at the very bottom middle... oh, yeah... Maybe you can't see my mouse. I don't know. Anyways, if you guys see my mouse down there, you have this. You have this whole path thing that goes along the bottom. There's a bottom lane. People were going around the side, and they were killing, they were going after towers and killing stuff from that bottom lane that kind of sweeped around the back side there. So I wonder if they have fixed that or not.
Oh, are you talking about, the early ganks on the well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know if they'll I mean, that was an issue in Sky Temple too. I don't know if they'll fix it or not, but I've seen some interesting counterplay to it too. I was playing with Jimmy and I got hooked. Stitches was waiting for me and hooked me into the base. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely you can defend against it. So,
30 is the magic number, ladies and gentlemen. You want to kill 30 of those minions before your other team does. So, I would think that a good strategy to that would be having a tank... and team fighting while you have one big DPS or somebody like Jaina or Tychus or something like that burning down minions while the rest of your team is fending off the other team. I would think is that the strategy? Is that a sound strategy?
It depends on your team comp. If you know you can race them and they're going to let you race them and you'll win the race, you want to go for the minions. But you want to pick off people who are getting too aggressive too. Like if Jaina decides to get close and start doing things, take Jaina out,
Sure.
Because the Infernals, you can defend against them. They're not like the be-all, end-all like it is with the Immortals in Battlefield of Eternity, where if you get an Immortal and you're winning, post-20, it's probably going to win you the game, or a late-game Dragon, So getting the kills and then securing a lead is always more important than playing for one objective win,
Sure. Well,
I mean, I think the big idea is, I think Belrog, you touched on it, is use your tank to zone, right? So I have the tank in the front on their side of the map, sort of. Because these things draw a line pretty much down the center of the map. You want your tank to be closer to them, and then everyone else basically sits behind the tank, and they kill minions until one of them overextends.
Yep. Yeah,
and then you kill the one guy. Yeah, you just zone with the tank, and if they make a bad move, you just punish.
Yeah, that's pretty much as sound as it gets on those fights. As always, if you're playing with randoms, it's going to be chaotic, but just look to not overextend into their zone for the most part, especially if you're an assassin.
Sure. Very cool. Well, hopefully we'll see that tonight in the second portion. So, what we always like to do is we like to feature a an article of kind of what's going on. We have Alebeard TV, who's a phenomenal writer for the Heroes of the Storm.blizpro.com site that we have. And one of the articles that he featured is about the ups and downs of the patches that come out. Okay, so every time a patch comes out, there's ups and downs, all right? If you wanted to get the quick down and dirty of what's going on with the patch that just released, Here's the Storm.blizpro.com has it all. Every time you get it direct from the horse's mouth, from Blizzard itself, and you can see the numbers, and then there's a discussion as to why we think this was a winner and this was a loser. So let's talk about the winners first. Okay, the winners of this particular patch. We'll start with Kael'Thas. Basically, when it was announced that Ignite was going to be removed, people gave up on Kael'Thas. They were angry. They're like throwing babies in the streets. They're getting insane. It's, you name it. The new Living Bomb build has made KT even more popular, and some people even venture to say that he is even better than before. So Pyroblast is starting to see a little bit more use as an ultimate ability, and Gravity Lapse has made KT an even bigger roaming threat. So although one door was closed, it kind of seems like several other doors were opened.
Yeah, I really kind of undervalued that buff to Gravity Lapse. I feel like I'm getting hit by it more than ever now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's see here. The next one, that got brought up as a winner of this patch would be Zeratol. And the reason Zeratol is a winner is because he wasn't touched at all during this patch. He continues to be first on the ban list in tournaments worldwide, and he has the ability to steamroll a match or make a match do a complete 180. So the bottom line is this, kids. Enjoy Zeratol while you can, because next patch you may not be so lucky. So, but from what I gather, he's on Blizzard's radar in a big way.
I feel like they gotta change Void Prison. It's way too good of an ultimate. Like it's fun, and I love hitting a good Void Prison, but it's so strong and disruptive for an assassin to have access to.
Agreed.
I mean,
well, but you know what?
They nerfed him a little bit with the Gathering Power nerf, but
people shied away from it though.
That wasn't part of the
nerfed him
cookie
a
cutter
bunch
build
back in the day. So in Nerf Void Prism, when you can't steal the boss anymore, right? Which was obviously a necessary nerf. They nerfed the double bomb, right?
Yep. It used to tick off to full, not 50.
Yep. And you definitely nerfed. Didn't he have rewind a little while
ago? Yeah, he used to have. Well, he still has rewind at 20.
Yeah, but
well, everyone lost rewind at 13.
Yeah, which is a nerf to him though, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously you mentioned Gathering Power. I mean, he's been nerfed a bunch. It's just surprising he's still ridiculously good. Everyone else has been nerfed more.
Right. And the build is with follow through now at 4. So what's the focused attack at 4? Yeah. 4 and 7 is follow through and focused attack, and it's so strong with what he does.
Sure.
Because you just hit one ability and one auto attack, and it's a lot of damage.
Absolutely. The next winner that Alebeard came up with in this particular article was Kerrigan. Okay, Kerrigan kind of went from 0 to Nightmare in this patch. She's got a higher skill cap than before, which means that she's a little bit more difficult to play for full potential, or to play her for full potential. I'm tripping over my own words here. But with a little bit of practice, you can be a huge thorn in somebody's side with her. That's the bottom line. Queen's Rush gives her a huge improvement in mobility, and her shielding has been ridiculously improved as well. She also has potential for build diversity, so there's not really a cookie cutter build like there was before. And while Assimilation Mastery is currently the more popular talent, there are also some strong builds using Impaling Swarm. So play around with her, guys, if you are looking at Kerrigan or whatever. She got a change for the better. Play around with her and find out what your play style is.
Yeah, and keep in mind when facing her, she's not as squishy as before. Right. I keep having to adjust to that, and she's gotten me a few times because I'm used to the old Kerrigan.
Yeah, dude. I felt so squishy as Kerrigan in the past, and so I need to get back on her.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. The last one that's considered a winner of this patch was Sergeant Hammer, and she received a buff to her health pool. Now, for anyone who's played her 4 to 6 months ago, she was awesome. However, during one of the patches, they took away a huge chunk of her health pool, and that made her easily killable. So being sieged up and blasting away at towers was her bread and butter, and the nerf made her an absolute sitting duck. So in the most recent patch, the developers were like, well, we noticed that she didn't have very much of a win rate. Well, I wonder why. I mean, So in this patch, they did a couple of things to increase her survivability. They gave her some of her health back for starters, which is step number 1 in the right direction. The other thing that they did was they reduced the cooldown for siege mode. It used to be like 4 or 5 seconds, and now it's like 2. So there's a lot less downtime when going to and from siege mode. And I have to say, I have played against her a few times this week, and I can tell you that she's still kind of an easy kill, even with the changes that they made. So I think players are optimistic that she's going to be as unstoppable as she was before, but with the bursty meta that we're in right now, I think she's still as good as a sitting duck in a fairly inexperienced player's hands. But that's just me.
Yeah, no, she is definitely better now. The problem is she struggles mightily against Leoric, who is everywhere. Like, Leoric doesn't care. He can walk to her and either A, not die, or B, die and give his team a chance to kill her. And trading a Leoric death for a hammer death is always worth it.
Sure.
I do have one question, too, because Alebeard is in the chat room, and I'll just float this out there. Why Nazebo, I feel like, was one of the biggest winners. I really do. Like, Nazebo's popularity has skyrocketed, as his win rate has too. I think he's got like the 3rd highest win rate of heroes on Hot Slogs right now.
I've seen his one, Nazebo's one ultimate has come back too. I don't remember the name of it.
Ravenous Spirit.
Ravenous
Spirit. Ravenous Spirit. Mm-hmm. I've seen that's been pretty popular again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it has great synergy, and especially now with you taking Things of the Deep at 13, he can play farther back and get his harass game on like better than ever. So if you're already in the back, Ravenous Spirit isn't bad, and it pairs well with, like, I actually was using it earlier today, and I was punishing the enemy Leoric for bad entombs with Ravenous Spirit, because he would get a person stuck in there with his team trying to kill somebody, but they're all just sitting ducks for that. So
Right. Well, Charlie, do you have this article pulled up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Why don't we go? You walk us through the losers of the patch, and I'll put this up on the screen. I can hear my dishwasher beeping, and I've gotta stop that. Otherwise, it's going to drive me insane. So
I was wondering what the sound was.
Yeah, I'll bring that up and let you walk through that.
All right, so we got Leoric here as the #1 loser listed, and he's been in the game for a short time, and he's already become one of the most popular and successful warriors. The Undying trait was one of the reasons, and they kind of hit that pretty hard. He's still effective, but he's definitely not as broke as he was, and the increased damage from skeletal swing on structures was taken away because his sieging power was way too strong. He's here in this category because he received significant nerfs, but he's still an amazing warrior and a great laner, so you just kind of can't pull off the shenanigans he used to be able to pull off.
I feel like he's only good if people actually know how to play him.
Yeah. In the hands of a capable person, he's amazing. Like, earlier, we trade 2-on-2, get Leoric. Leoric comes up and swings on us, and Jaina comes out of nowhere and hits 2 more with a blizzard and gets us killed.
Yeah.
I mean, affecting the game while you're dead is amazing.
And on that point, I feel like he's better as a off-tank, second tank. Because in that game I was talking about earlier, where the entire team in Hero League picked all assassins, we had Leoric and Johanna, and they just could not go anywhere once we locked them down.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely has his place in a lot of teams. He fits well. And like JR said, I mean, if you're a good player with Leoric, it's a world of difference from the guy who died 14 times and went, "It's okay, I'm Leoric."
Yeah, I'm supposed to die because I do things when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Right, but can we cut that death total in half, maybe, buddy? Come on.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I'm back, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to keep going? You want to take?
I don't even know where you're at right now. So yeah, keep going.
Okay. Brightwing. Slight buff to Brightwing Soothing Mist, but another support being introduced to the game still has left her struggling in the back. She has her places in certain games, and I think she's good on big maps. I really do like her potential on big maps. I think she's just one of those characters that you have to be. It has to be in the right hands. You have to either love Brightwing and play her all the time, or Brightwing's not going to get picked. She's she's a loser here just because there's another support. I mean, and more people are playing Monk and having more success with Monk because he's an easier hero to play.
Absolutely.
So he's fun too, and Brightwing honestly is not that fun. The only time Brightwing is fun is using her Emerald Dream thingy where she like pushes people out, and you can do fun things with that. But for the most part, Brightwing's just
If you have a team that is very reliant on crowd control, she is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, in the tournament that took place this week, I'm sure Stutter saw the match. Didn't Brightwing affect the game basically to a point of winning for the Korean team?
I mean, the Korean team was playing, it was against Team Temple Storm. Temple Storm played Kharazim, and the Korean team played Brightwing. And one of the things they did cool with comboing it was with Leoric. So you do your little stealth walk behind them, and she'd be blanking in and out, and Zing in and out all over the place. Like, she was just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like her presence was insane. And the thing is what happens is, like, with the Korean teams, they were playing like two tank compositions.
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't, and they were both like really self-sustained tanks. So like if you play Leoric as a tank, you have a heal yourself. So like you need those shields and stuff like that to help you up, but like, you don't need massive amounts of healing. And Brightwing is pretty good with crowd control, like was mentioned earlier.
Yep.
So it was a very interesting way to think about it. But I mean, obviously she's not like top tier, but you can make her work, definitely.
And that's from what I understand too, because I haven't had a chance to catch the replay, but that's like one of the first tournaments where Criticize wasn't taken at 16. They took the other one that increases the duration of the polymorph, which I think they probably did that because they're such a well-oiled machine. They knew that extra second meant they could stay in fights and win. So there's a lot of little nuances to this game at the higher levels that make characters like Brightwing really good.
Sure. Absolutely. Let's talk about Cleanse. What's going on with Cleanse here? The use of Cleanse had gone up substantially, and that was mainly through Uther, right? That was a prime pick for Uther.
Well, yeah, and Malfurion and Rhaegar both got access to it in a recent patch too.
I gotcha. And I guess one of the things with the biggest things is that players learned that they could use it preemptively, which allowed players to negate CC abilities before they were even applied.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still relearning how to use it, and I'm actually considering not using it much anymore.
Yeah.
No, you still need to take it. It's great. It's just you got to practice being reactionary with it because it's still the only way to stop. It can save people from dying, flat out, and that's really important. It's tough because you have to watch the players now, like very closely, because it's a reactionary skill rather than a preemptive skill anymore. But that doesn't hinder the effectiveness of it in my book. Because I mean, if someone's in a stun and you get them out of it and they get away, it's well worth it. Even if you only save one life with it, Cleanse did its job.
I mean, it's huge versus Tyrael, right? And it's huge versus Kerrigan.
Yep.
Obviously, if you get like a bunch of like lower tier kind of little minuscule stuns you don't really care about, then it's like, oh, okay. Like you might not want to take it against like a Kael'Thas, but like most of the time you want to take it because you want to. It just saves people's lives.
Yeah,
it allows you to make the big play.
Definitely. And it helps against Jaina, too. I mean, she relies on getting that first slow on you to make all of her other abilities easier to land. If you cleanse that first slow and your guy has their movement back, then she's probably not going to get that damage off.
I agree.
But guys, hold on.
Yo.
Stitch's friendly hook replaced Cleanse, right?
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
I mean,
yeah, Cleanse is garbage.
Stitch's friendly hook. That ability.
Yeah. Fishing hook? Is that called?
No, fishing hook allows you to go farther.
Oh, that's the longer one. Shish kebab lets you pull too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember what it is, but it's like, I mean, game over.
Yeah.
Right, Tyrael dives in and you hook him out of the way and you're like, okay.
We're good. Wait, we still have Stitches on the team.
We good. Gathering Power. We talked a little bit about Gathering Power earlier and how that was... Basically, Gathering Power is a great example of a talent choice that wasn't actually a choice. For most heroes, if you could choose between Gathering Power and something else, the correct choice was almost always Gathering Power. Not only did it cut down on talent variety and snowballing nature of the ability, could also have a drastic effect on the game. Imagine a quick match game where both teams have Kael'Thas players who have maxed Gathering Power. If one of those players were to die late in the game, it means that the other KT would be much more powerful, and the other KT might never be able to close that power gap. So the removal of the initial ability bonus on Gathering Power makes it so that way it can be correct to consider other talents at this level. The fact that you retain half of your stacks after death makes it less balanced if a hero dies in the late game. So that's what and it's hard to paraphrase that. Did I read it directly from the article? I absolutely did. It's hard to paraphrase that because he gives the problem, the fix, and the explanation in all of it. I mean, like, he nailed it on the head for Gathering Power.
Yep.
So,
do we even want to talk about poor Chen?
Poor Chen. Chen is an awesome tank in the right hands. He's just not played at higher levels. And so he got put on the, quote, loser list because they were like, oh, yeah, here's something that makes Flying Kick a little better, guys. See ya. And so, but, I mean, I think, again, Chen is phenomenal in the right hands.
And Chen is a guy who really, he thrives in, like, Hero League when he's, in, like you said, in the right hands. If you see their team didn't take something heavy on stuns, and they've got squishies, and you go double tank with Chen as you're just backline bruiser, you get close to any of my guys, I will hurt you. I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's a nightmare to deal with, and he has something that gives him an extra health bar. So I mean, he's really hard to take down.
Yep, absolutely.
And, yeah, he's great. You know what his map is? It's Blackheart's Bay. It's almost impossible to get coins from that guy.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, one of the things though that is kind of nice is, unless it's free Chen week, if you queue up for Hero League or you queue up for Quick Match or something, or not, I wouldn't say Quick Match. If you're in Hero League and somebody picks Chen right off the bat, you can probably guess that they're a decent Chen.
Yep.
They have to, because they have to own it for Hero League.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would say if you hop into Hero League and somebody's like, I should be playing Chen, make it happen. Chen is not a bad tank at all. So
yeah, I really feel like the only character that's questionable right now is probably Diablo and Stitches. Like, they just don't have much going for them in the way of, I mean, unless you're running a very specific comp for those characters, they struggle to compete with the better tanks.
Right.
You can do nice things with Tyrande and Butcher with either of those characters, but overall, it's just such a niche pick, and they don't stand on their own legs well enough to really be considered as a good pick.
Right. I gotcha. All right, well, guys, that's about it. There's a whole bunch of articles on heroesofthestorm.blizzpro.com, so make sure you guys are heading over there. There's not only articles about the patches that's going on, the releases of the, it's nice. I have on my tablet, I am subscribed to all sorts of RSS feeds and news websites and stuff like that. And when BlizzPro puts something out, I get a notification right off the bat. I see exactly what's on sale. I see exactly what's going on with Heroes of the Storm, any news, any changes, any additions, when there's a new PTR, what's going on that. So having these kinds of things, I mean, it's like instant news, like right to me, and I love that. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Now, one of the other things that we do every week on the Heroes Power Hour here is we give you guys a build of the week, and this build is also on heroesofthestorm.blizzpro.com, but we are going to break it down for you right here on the stream, so that way if you want to go back and read a little bit more in depth into this, you can. So who are we breaking down this week? I think it's Nazeebo, right?
Yeah, Mr. Nazeebo.
Oh yes, Mr. Nazeebo.
He's Nazeebo. He has his abilities. Everyone knows Voodoo Ritual. It's the thing that makes him a great harasser. Because you toss those basic attacks on enemies and minions, and you get that little bit of poison. And the one thing that seems to fall by the wayside for Nazeebo players that they might not even realize it's happening is that it gives him regenerate every time something dies to his poison. He regenerates, and if you clear an entire minion wave and they all died to poison, the math says he's regenerated 13.65% of his health and 7% of his mana.
Repeating, of course.
Repeating. So, I mean, that's just one thing I want to touch in the abilities, because I think it's important to note that, like, if you don't want to back and your well is on cooldown and you need some health and mana back, go farm some minions.
Yeah.
Not only is that going to lead well into your level 1 pick of Death Ritual, which, I mean, there's no debate at level 1. his health and mana pool are terrible. Like without it, like he cannot survive and do what he's meant to do without Death Ritual. And it's one of those things where I expect it to be a change in the future, where Death Ritual is just rolled into his natural trait.
Right.
Because there's no point in taking anything else.
Can I say something about his abilities real quick, though? Like, just one of those things about Nazebo that a lot of new players I don't think get is if you hit his W in the zombie wall, you can hit it again and make it go away.
Yes.
So if you accidentally trap your buddy in one of those, like, cancel that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your buddy is sad.
Yes. Yep. You have completely disrupted the entire flow of everybody trying to move and everything like that. It's great for blocking pathways. It's great for trapping somebody while Nova does her thing. There's a lot of uses for it. But if you drop that zombie wall right in the middle of everybody, you're gonna have a whole bunch of angry people on your team. So
so be ready to hit it again.
Yep.
And make them happy.
Yep. It sucks them right back down into the ground. So.
And Whitney touched on it before. A good zombie wall is more about like disrupting movement than always trapping someone in the center. If you can block someone's escape path, that's amazing.
Yeah, because they have to go around, and then that gives you just a couple more seconds of opportunity to hit a stun, get a lockdown, or hit them for the kill.
Yeah, a lot of times trying to nail it right in the center just gives them, if they react well or they have movement tools, it just gives them a straight path out. If you are putting it behind them in an area where you're creating a choke point where they'll have to run to a certain area towards, that's easier for your team to get a stun off, like you said, DJ. It's almost a better play. Level 4 is Spider Cluster. It's 3 more spiders. The spider clusters the spider jars are really good. They do a lot of damage. They're really annoying. They're hard to see in team fights too.
Oh yeah, those things are just wrecking shop in the middle of team fights and spell effects and everything. They're doing their job, and it's huge, absolutely huge.
Yeah, I was in a chaotic team fight once. And I go, what is killing me? And I finally saw the spiders. I'm like, God, I got to back out of this. Yeah. And if they're leaping at you, it's even worse.
Yep.
So the damage is really good, and basically, that's 3 more spiders is double the damage output. So, gotta take it.
There you go.
Level 7 is Gidbin. The duration on zombie wall and spiders, it's great. If you get a good trap or you get a good zone tool from your wall, it stays out longer and affects them longer. Spiders stay around longer, do more damage.
Is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Level 10 is kind of a flex pick now. For a while, it's been Gargantuan, and I love the good raw damage of Gargantuan. Because he's a big body, he can soak skill shots, he can get in the way, he's good at sieging. The Gargantuan's a really nice tool. But if you've got something to set up Ravenous Spirit, it's gotten enough of a buff back to where it's really disruptive and can easily kill people, especially if you've got a Leoric or you've got a Zagara or you got a Zeratul on your team and they set up that great ultimate like Void Prisoner and Tomb or Hungering Maw. You got ETC,
Exactly.
So there's definitely plays for Ravenous Spirit, and it's kind of a feel out the game pick right now because both are really strong, and he's got great options for its heroics. Level 13, Thing of the Deep. It's just good. This is his new talent. He used to always take Sprint here, but this increases the range of your basic abilities by 25%, so there's less of a need for Sprint. Because you can play back, you can do the long range harass, you can make plays with your spiders now that you couldn't normally make before. Same thing with your zombie wall, same thing with your toads. You have a lot of options here that Thing of the Deep provides because 25% is a pretty big range increase for flat out across all your abilities.
Right.
And that really kind of in a way negates the need to get Ice Block on that talent tier as well.
Yeah.
Because now you're able to play a lot safer.
Yeah, the only time I would take Ice Block is if they've got a Zeratul, let's say they have Zeratul and Nova and they're like in your butt, like you can't stop them, so you need something to mitigate that.
Mitigate the things in your butt.
Yeah,
you always want to mitigate when people are going into your butt. You want to try and stop that.
Yep, mitigate it.
Ice Block is great for that.
Great idea.
and Ice Pad afterwards.
Yes.
So.
Oh boy, we're going off the rails.
And the followers have dropped like flies. Level 16.
The leaping spiders. Same reason. You're going to have 6 spiders at this point. They will chase people down. People think they can. You can't get away from them. And if the spiders are going to do lethal damage, they're going to do lethal damage. So that makes leaping spiders the only pick. Because when people are getting hit by them, it's one of those things where if you don't have leaping spiders, they can, if they're smart enough, they'll get away from it and they won't die. But leaping spiders does not let people get away. So you want to secure kills. That's the name of the game.
Yep.
20, Bolt of the Storm. It's Bolt of the Storm. He doesn't have sprint anymore. You might need an escape tool. If players are smart, they're probably trying to take you out of team fights early, whether it be with a stun focus or something where they surprise you with burst damage. So you might need Bolt to get away. If for some reason you don't need Bolt to get away or you're just not dying, go ahead and buff one of the alts, whichever one you took. Both ultimate buffs are really good. The Gargantuan stays forever. The Ravenous Spirit does more damage and persists longer. They're both good ultimate buffs.
Yep.
But most of the time, you're probably going to need Bolt of the Storm.
Yep. Unless it's a face roll. If it's a match where it's a face roll, this is just a win more talent. Right.
Yep. There's no problem with winning more and securing that win, especially if you're up 2 or 3 levels. Because it happens, guys. People come back. If you let a team equalize on 20 and get a good team fight off, they will kill you. So push the pressure when you can. And the main thing is, Nazeebo's a pretty easy hero to play. He's a lot of fun, and you just got to make sure to get your farm on with his ritual, and be sure to harass. Like, your job is to harass players out of lane. He has a lot of good tick damage and a lot of force damage for being around him. So if you can get a great trap with the wall, that's awesome, and you can get early kills. But really, your job is to farm and harass.
Yep. Absolutely. Cool. Anything else on Nazeebo, boys?
I said my piece. Anybody got anything else? That's
cancel those zombie walls.
That's right. Cancel the zombie walls.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are slowly approaching the second portion of our show. This first portion has been all the audio podcasts and stuff like that. You can listen to it on iTunes if you missed the first portion of this. But this video will also be uploaded to the BlizzPro YouTube channel. Second portion of our show is the gameplay portion, where we actually jump into the Nexus. We focus on team comps and we play a few games. Have really good time. But one of the things that I want to bring up real quick, guys, is I want to take a minute. You the listener, you the viewer, you at home that's tuned into this right now. I'm talking to you right now. This is something that we have all talked about, and here's what's going on. The reason that we cannot put video onto our servers is because the downloads are good, which is a good problem to have. But we can't keep up with the server fees for uploading videos because it's such a draw on the servers. So we had to take the videos down. And so that's why audio is on iTunes and video is on YouTube. Server costs is one of the things. There's equipment costs. There's costs for prizes. BlizzPro does a lot of things, guys. We do fireside gatherings. We do, we give away prizes and T-shirts and gift cards and stuff like that all the time. That money has to come from somewhere. There has to be a funding there. And it's going to the community. So what we have set up is we have a couple of different Patreon accounts. We have patreon.com/BlizzPro and patreon.com/Heroes Power Hour. That funding, guys, even $1 goes such a long way. You would not even imagine how that alleviates, especially when we can get people on board and stuff like that. Now, if you want to be a Patreon of the Heroes Power Hour, you simply go to patreon.com/Heroes Power Hour. Who would have thought, right? Now, I've talked about this with the guys, and here's what we're going to do. Patrons also, they get a benefit of, after the stream is over with, we play games with you guys. You support the show. We want to do that. We want to, we want to get to know you. That's the downfall of this show, is that you guys know us, but we don't know you. And that is one of the things that I'm actually, you know what, I'll be honest with you, I'm damn proud of that. Because there's a lot of podcasters out there that stick their nose up in the air, that are too cool for school. You tweet at them, they won't tweet back at you, and that's nonsense. And we are the most embracing fan site that you guys are going to meet. And we want you to be a part of our lives just as much as we're a part of yours. So if you're a patron, of our account, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you all of our battle tag IDs, and this doesn't matter if you donate $1 a month, $5 a month, $20 a month, whatever you want to donate. We're going to give you all of our battle tag IDs. And if you want to be in the Nexus with us, then you can hit us up anytime, and we're going to jump in there with you. And if you want to play Hearthstone with us, if you want to test some decks, or just play against people who aren't going to judge you, we're going to be there for you. You want to level in WoW. You want to power level a Diablo character for Season 4 or whatever. We're going to do that with you. We want to be a part of your experience. And when I first started out before I was podcasting, I would listen to a show and I would listen to these guys talk, and I loved everything that they were saying and everything that they were doing. And as this carried on, I would write into shows and I would befriend these people, and before I knew it, they were talking about me and the experiences that I had with them, and it made everything so much better. I made so many friends doing this. So come be a part of our lives, guys. Seriously, in every way possible. Patreon.com/Heroes Power Hour. And yeah, it's you have no idea what you're going to do to help out Blizz Pro as a whole, and the show as a whole, and all the background costs involved. So
to that point too, I want to say, because of Twizz's outreach to the community, it's the only reason I'm here. I mean, he was so cool to me when I interacted with him on the Power Hour, and he got me into this world. And I want to provide that to the community myself. Anybody who needs help with anything, hit me up. I'm here.
Yep, absolutely. So
when I made Blizz Pro, that's like one of the biggest things. It really is. I want to be an all-inclusive. I want us to be all-inclusive, just chilling, having fun, because that's what it's all about. Like I'm not here to make money. I'm here to have fun with these guys and everybody else. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, money does become part of it. For fees and stuff like that. So,
yeah. And if you doubt me, come hang out in our chat room sometime. We've got Purple Flame, we've got Snuggy, we've got Zex, we've got people who are patrons that have become part of our lives that we have a great time with, and they're a walking testament to, like, hey, this is an awesome experience, and I'm glad that I'm a part of it. So, very cool. Well, I say we jump into the Nexus, boys. What do you think? I say we have patrons. Let's do it.
Patrons. Yeah. Crazy Dan.
Oh yeah.
Wayne. Thank
Sorry,
you guys.
I just got done talking about the Patreon account. I was going to lead into that because I'm a moron. I missed that part. The whole.
You
thing.
are not a moron.
Yeah. Well, yes. Last week we had Crazy Dan and Wayne as new patrons to the account, and thank you guys very much for what you do. It's unbelievable. So you guys are part of the elite. So, again, patreon.com/Heroes Power Hour.
I think Crazy Dan got to play with us last week.
He did.
That dude was hilarious.
And seriously, and that's what I love about it. Crazy Dan got on there with us, and it was like listening to him talk and listening to the funny stuff that he would. I mean, he's the kind of guy, like, he became my instant favorite person in the whole universe.
I've never heard a guy live up to his moniker like Crazy Dan did.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was funny.
Too funny. So, let's see here. We're gonna do that. So, if there's nothing else, guys, I say we jump into round 2. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for what you do. Stick around in the chat room, and we will be right back. See ya. Okay. Saving that.
I'm going to go to the bathroom quickly while you're doing this.
Go for it. We're going to take just a 2-second break here while I get this set up for the second portion.
Oh, man, Jimmy, the Royals are down 6-2 against Detroit in the 7th, and it's in the 9th, and they're just down by 1 now.
You guys, I think you'll win this. You guys are amazing.
Nah, we're not. No. We got Alex Gordon back today, so that made me happy.
That's good. We had
but we lost Alex Rios to the chicken pox.
Oh man!
And
we had to play it till like 1 a.m. today to beat the Giants last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's ridiculous. I tried to stay up and watch it.
Beat the Giants. Fuck.
I'm happy to. We're up 1-0 right now on top of the fourth.
I hate the Giants so much.
Yay for all the sports things and whatnots.
I like sports ball.
I do like sports.
Sports go sports.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of shooty hoops.
Shooty hoops.
Shooty hoops.
Yeah, they have a drinking game for Well Met. Anytime I talk about the Royals, they have to take a drink.
Oh,
my
God.
God.
Those poor livers.
Yeah.
That
Jesus.
sounds like it could get bad really quickly.
That's why I forget all my episodes of Well Met.
I'm trying to find...
Hey, Detroit's beating us tonight, though, so...
Oh,
That makes
God.
me
Who
sad.
cares?
So,
Hey,
since
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Swizz,
I know.
What'd you think about beer?
Oh yeah, your whole closet of beer. Sorry guys, what I'm doing right now is because I have to save the audio and everything like that. I have to restart the way things work, so it takes an extra second. But we will be good in just a second.
In just a second. So, chat.
Just un secundo.
You guys all rock. Just so chat knows.
That's right.
They all gave me a lot of love, too. That was nice. Made me feel all warm and fuzzy.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Okay.
Oh, I love purple